Segment 1, let's talk about it. Schlep. I put Robo. Excuse me. Hold on a second.
Robo-locks. That's RoboCop with
Robo-locks.
dreadlocks.
There it is. Schlep versus Roblox. Let's talk a little bit about this situation. I sent you a video before I even made the rundown. My son sat me down and was just like, I want to show you this video. I said, okay. He very rarely ever shows me anything. So I was like, all right, I'll take the time. He's playing it right now. So I'm going to get into that also.
Interesting that you watch this shit and still let him go on. Okay, sure, whatever.
We'll get into that. So, okay. So Roblox and the Schlep situation, from what I gather, from what I have found out during my research here, because this video that I sent you, which is currently on his channel, I sent it to you within 10 hours of his release. I didn't know that it released 10 hours ago, but that's when he showed it to me. So it had released literally that day. And the story with that situation is Schlep, his name was Michael Schlep. He was a former user on the popular children's game Roblox. Now, Roblox will have to believe that they're just a game, but they literally advertise, they literally curtail all of their stuff towards children. Are there adults on the platform? Absolutely. And that's where the controversy really is. Schlep was a user on Roblox. He ran into a situation with an individual where he was, as he put it, he was attacked. He was assaulted, whatever the case may be.
He was being groomed.
Yeah, he was being groomed. He felt the awkwardness. He knew something was inappropriate, even at a young age. So it always bothered him, but it's the internet, right? As he got older, he started seeing it more and more, and he started realizing what it was that he was seeing. The video, I may have missed it. Maybe you caught it, but I couldn't really work out specifically how he pulled this off. He didn't really go into specifics into how, but he went on a spree. And he just started getting information from individuals that were using the platform, and I mean adult individuals who were using the platform for pedophilia and for sexual assault situations. That's just essay and PDF file kind of material stuff. And I think the number he had been up until that point was about 6 or 7 people. They had not only had them reported, but the police interjected, took the information that he had given them. They followed up with an investigation and actually ended up arresting these people. Not just getting them off the platform, but literally arresting these people for the crimes that they were committing. In that situation, when they were arrested and the law took, its law into its hands, for whatever reason, Roblox got mad at him. And they started going after him, even to the point of sending him a cease and desist as far as using their app or whatever to do whatever it was he was doing, and they banned all of his accounts. They deleted everything that correlates him to Roblox, and he was extremely punished for his activities, despite his activities being removing horrible people from a children's platform. When I first heard about it, that's as far. I actually didn't hear about the cease and desist, but I heard about the arrest. I had heard about the situation with Roblox. I just assumed with that kind of media attention, they would have started going more into their settings and their terms and agreements and stuff and figuring out how to stop this from happening in the future. I did not see coming that they were going to go after the guy who actually found the fucking people, who actually took the people to task for what they were doing and actually had the law come in and step in and arrest these individuals. I didn't think Roblox. How does that help PR-wise for Roblox? To do something like that, what is even? I don't even understand the thought process of what that would be. I'll say, wow, this guy found some really terrible people. Let's get him. let's go after him specifically. I thought that was weird. I thought that was kind of fucked up on the whole situation, and they are still fucking with him.
So I actually heard about this 3 months ago before you sent it to me. It popped up on. Want to say Asmongold was watching a video about this, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And the whole time I was watching it was kind of like I had the same idea where it's like it's weird because my brain goes, I get why they would be defensive about what he's doing.
Why? I don't understand. Why would they be defensive?
Because it's weird. It's like I don't want to say that they support that behavior, although their actions are showing that they support it.
I was gonna say
With
this, but it
with
feels like
yes. Not only just their behavior and their action towards him, but the other things that he was bringing to light, like the side games they were trying to create, but kept getting shut down. Like you're creating a dating game for children to
yeah, like
meet
almost
people, like
Tinderish. Yeah,
just super weird shit. So that doesn't help to make it sound like they might support this pedophilia or whatever the hell it is, like almost like they're trafficking in a weird way.
yeah,
And no, it
very
doesn't
close to
help
it. Yeah,
counter the thought that they might be doing that. But I thought about like, look, they're above everything. They're a kids game which generates tons of money. But at the end of the day, I only know of Roblox because of older teenagers or adults.
okay.
I don't know any children that play it. I know children do play it, but
Mm-hmm.
all the videos, all the biggest streamers, all the biggest YouTubers are all adults. I don't think I see any kids on YouTube trying to make Roblox videos. I mean, I'm sure they're there, but the biggest ones are all people who are way too fucking old to be playing that game.
Yeah.
So the game is marketed to, or not market, it's marketed to children, but the people that I see play it are all
The most.
well
Yeah.
into their adulthood. So to me, it wasn't that strange. And then where you have kids being unsupervised, you're gonna have this type of shit. I mean, this is all common sense to me, which is why when I'm hearing it, it doesn't blow my mind. What blows
Right.
my mind is, like you said, they're attacking this guy. They're trying to get him off the platform. And my point that I said originally is that I can see why they would be pissed off at him, because although they know that this exists on their site, it is still the last thing you want to do is make it so where you scare the parents or scare the children away from your platform. Because even if there are adults playing it, the kids are the ones that are spending the money. So the kids that are playing the game, their parents know they like Roblox, so they're gonna buy them Roblox stuff. They're the ones, they're the cash cows. And then it's the adults that are creating these atmospheres for children to reside in, and then you get weird shit. At the end of the day, like the fact that they're attacking the guy,
Yeah.
is weird. I like the whole Chris Hansen thing. He shouted him out to where he was like, he's doing this at the same age I started to do my shit. Just saying.
Now,
Just saying.
Chris Hansen's involvement in this is that Chris Hansen got wind of the story, right? So it wasn't like Schlep went to him, and it wasn't like Roblox went to him.
It was
but
organic.
He's probably one of the most influential and famous names attached to this specific genre of crime.
Not probably.
He's
the only one I know.
He's the joke, right?
Hear the name
Chris Hansen.
You know what we're talking about.
Well, that's like the
crazy shit.
He's become an internet meme in and of himself. Where it's like whenever you see an older guy talking to a younger person, you go, "Oh shit! Don't let Chris Hansen get a hold of you, son." So I actually haven't seen him in years. So to see old man Chris Hansen in this video was kind of
last time I saw him. It was I think that was years ago. He was on like the Joe Budden podcast. They were talking. They were talking about, but that was years ago.
Why was he on the Joe Budden podcast?
Because I think they fuck with him, and I don't really remember
first of all,
watching.
Who doesn't fuck with Chris Hansen?
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I mean, that's an easy question. I mean, that's an easy answer. There's particular people that don't fuck with Chris Hansen.
There is a specific subset who don't fuck with him.
But like I said, but I was about to say, there's two types of people. One who are afraid of Chris Hansen, or two, the people that like worship the guy. Like what he does is phenomenal work. We all fuck with him. He's the man. So that was awesome, shouting him out, and he had people behind him, and no, it was really exciting to see, and I just don't understand why you think you're protecting your company by trying to get rid of him to not bring bad publicity to your platform, but at this point now all you're doing is making it worse, especially
Yeah.
When the one thing that popped out to me is like, yeah, we were on stage having this conversation with Chris Hansen, all the while at the same exact time they were
Yeah.
announcing that dating site or something that they wanted to create for kids. It's like, bro, you can't be this stupid.
No, it's not. I don't think that's stupid. I think it's ignorance. I think it was just they didn't give a fuck. Like they don't care that this guy's out here. And I want to make it clear to the people who haven't seen the video yet. By the way, his YouTube channel was exactly that. It's Schlep. That's his actual YouTube channel. The video was there. It's about 30 minutes. He said on the video
Great video,
multiple
by the way.
times.
Edited so well. I
With-
never watched the guy's stuff.
Yeah, that was my first time seeing his stuff too, and my son brought it to my which is another part of and we'll get to that. But my son being the one who brought it to my attention, I'll explain more as to how that conversation. Because after I saw that video, we had a conversation. But he being Schlep has stated this entire time that he's never had an issue with Roblox. His issue are the people who, as you explained it, who jump on this platform who are mature, who are adults, and use this platform for nefarious reasons. His problem is with the people who are being evil. It's not the company, but the company is reacting kind of in an evil way.
Yeah.
So all he's really said is that I just wanted an open line of communication. That's all that it is, to explain everything that he's been doing and why he was doing it when he was there, because he's currently not on the platform anymore. He's even admitted that even if he was allowed, it probably wouldn't, just based on how everything has gone down. I don't blame him at all whatsoever. But this situation with Roblox is bigger in terms of how it relates to the home, right? I think the bigger part of this conversation is how it relates to the home. There's a lot more specifics that go to the case, because there is a case currently pending from between Roblox and Schlep. There's more information again on his channel about that. We're not going to go chapter and verse, but we've pretty much laid out what the story really is. But I think there's a bigger takeaway. And I think the bigger takeaway, and one of the reasons I really wanted to talk about this on the podcast, is because you and I sat here not too long ago when we talked about children's programming, when we talked
I was
about
very vocal about how I feel about that.
Ryan's World and all that different stuff that we were talking about. And one of the big takeaways that I wanted to take away from that story at the time was that there's no shortcut to the parenting thing. Like you've as a parent, you have to be more hands-on and more aware of what's going on and what your children are consuming. Is it possible as they get older to be at 100%? No, but if you're doing 0%, that's a problem. I think there's a big takeaway from this too. As I stated at the beginning of this, it was my son, who's 10, who's been playing different mini games in Roblox for years. His current session is Dandy's World, which is on Roblox. It's one of the games that's a part of that whole library of shit. He's playing Dandy's World with his friends right now as we speak. But him bringing that to my attention, him being the one, hey, you should watch this, right? I was curious as to why he would show it to me, because as a child,
just get in front of it, man. He's not stupid.
Right. That's what I think he was trying to do, because I think the last thing he
He's
wanted...
like, look, before you find this, come here, sit down with me. I need 10 minutes of your time.
Yeah, just real quick.
Before this shit hits your algorithms, I want you to know this is real. Yeah. This is happening. I'm not doing it. I'm just letting you know.
I'm not doing it. Yeah.
I'm over here playing hide and seek games. Right. That's it. I'm with my friends only.
Yeah. So right off the bat, when we started allowing him to even use devices in general, like this is not even a Roblox thing, but just using devices in general, more specifically using the iPad, which is the one that he's had most of the time, we have very clear-cut restrictions, not on the actual device. His device is not child-proofed at all. It's never been child-proofed. I If I was to swap his iPad with my wife's iPad, you wouldn't be able to tell the fucking difference. You can access everything on his iPad in the same way that my wife can access on her iPad. The only reason why we did that is because in our minds, I didn't want to restrict him from stuff without, I didn't want to not expose him to things without something negative happening. I don't want him to already feel like something's wrong when nothing's wrong yet. Now, he's 10. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some big booty bitches on there in a few years. I could already foresee it happening. It's all right. Maybe we'll swap material. I don't know. But as far as his reach when it comes to devices, he did up until recently, I'll say over the course of the last maybe 2 years, where he's actually started adding people that he could FaceTime with, that he could connect to through the games and add them as friends to the game so they could play together. But these are all people that we know in terms of I've seen the motherfucker in his face. I know who this person is. I know who the parents are. That's the only reason why they've been added. We had a situation where one of his friends, his name, I'm not going to give his name, but one of his friends went away on vacation. I don't know. It was like they're Spanish. I think they went to DR or something like that. And of course, he brings his iPad or whatever. And he had like a cousin, I think it was a cousin, who all of a sudden started messaging people on the kids' FaceTime, like to talk to them, to see them on the camera or whatever the case is. And Alex got the message. He was like, I don't know who this person is, but they're messaging me from my friend's phone number. So we got on there and cut a whole ass promo. Like, nah, you tell Adam when he gets back to New York, we'll FaceTime. Until then, don't bother us with nothing. You don't need to be talking. He was trying to, the reasoning they gave was, he's been acting up and he's been doing this and he's been doing that. So me and the family are talking to his friends to kind of get an idea like who the bad influences are. It's like, well, it ain't Alex, so keep looking. You don't need to speak to Alex for nothing about nothing. You let Adam know when he's back home that we could deal with that. And my wife called Adam's mom and was like, "Do you know that whoever this person is, they gave a name, but I'm not gonna say the name, is on Adam's iPad just messaging people, trying to FaceTime people?" And she said, "What?" She didn't know. And she asked Adam, "Where's your iPad?" Adam was like, "It was in the bag. I don't know." Apparently, he hadn't used his iPad all day. The guy took the fucking iPad and just started doing whatever he wanted on this kid's iPad. But this is why this shit is in place the way that it is. His YouTube viewing, same way. He's not on YouTube Kids because it restricts a lot of the stuff that he sees. He wouldn't be able to see on
Don't
YouTube.
worry, YouTube Kids is worse than YouTube.
Well, even better. So my point is that when it comes specifically to Roblox, he never added everybody we didn't know. He doesn't go in the rooms that we don't know about. He's the games that he has played. We not only know about them, we've played with him and against him. He's wiped our faces in the fucking ground several times on Dandy's World and some of the other games. It was also during the pandemic when we had what was those guys? What was it called again? With the little colorful guys that were taking out the trash and shit. Among Us.
Among
Boo!
Us taking out
Among
the
Us.
trash.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was swiping the card and I was fixing the wiring and stuff. All that stuff. Anytime that he's ever been in situations like that, no. And when he's not with his friends and he's playing general online games, he doesn't chat with anybody. There's no chatting. What are you chatting for? Just play the game. There's no need for any of that. He's been limited in that aspect. And we've been doing this based off of the idea that trust us, something, not everything is on the up and up. Just trust us. Just follow that and you'll be all right. He's been fine for years. So he shows me the video. And because he had mentioned Schlep before. As a matter of fact, I think there was a week where you couldn't make it. And I did the show by myself, but Alex was like, he wanted to talk about this then. And I said, well, if you do the research, you can talk about it. He didn't do the research, so we didn't talk about it. So this time he was like, I got a video. I said, cool. You want to come on and talk about it? And he was like, no. but I got the video. I got the video. You can see it. He's like Steph. I don't think he was cool with the camera aspect, so he was just like, no. You guys just go ahead and talk about that. That was the reason he said he showed it to me so we could do it here on the show. Because his concern, because he's had friends talk, kids talk and they go to the cafeteria and they have conversations. And his friends would tell him stories of people that were like, yo, this guy was crazy. He was like messaging me and asking me for my phone number. And I was like, wow, couldn't be me. This couldn't be me. And so like I think Alex was like worrying to some degree and was just like, yeah, you should probably because I showed him the video that we did about the children's programming. And he just shook his head. He's just like, I said, well, you watch some of this shit, dude. Just saying. And I think that video, that audio that we did for the Children's Day, I think it turned him off to some of the shows he was watching at that time. Just like this.
Because of what I said?
No, not you specifically. Just the fact that we had a conversation about it and it sounded pretty predominantly negative. And I think it made him see things a little differently. This video, I think, actually made him feel a little different about Roblox too. He doesn't want to get rid of it completely because of the Dandy's World aspect, but without his friends on, he doesn't really play it now. He's currently using FL Studios for music. He's putting stuff together with that, and he's been photo editing with something else. I don't know. He's more into constructive programs now. The games, yeah, he's not really playing. Yeah, he's not really playing as many games as he used to. But this was a crazy situation, and there's no shortcut to this. You have to parent. You have to parent.
But before we get off this, let me play devil's advocate for you. What do you say to the people who hear what you say? And I agree with you. But say, well, you know what you know, but what do you know about what you don't know?
I don't know.
I understand, but
yeah,
but the experience can't be all positive, right? Like there has to be some. Like, do you worry that you're getting only half the story? You know how you were as a kid. Yeah. I know how I was as a kid. Right. I know what I needed to say to my parent to not get caught with other shit I was doing.
Right.
So do you feel that not like you're still good, or like do you feel like how do you deal with that? That thought? You don't think about that at all. It's basically asking what I'm saying.
No, because what ends up happening is what we experience.
Because people are going to call bullshit. You just
of course
said that you have a perfect kid.
No. That's not what I said. When I started that conversation, I said 100% is not possible. That's what I said at the beginning of it. I said 100% is not possible, but 0% is no good. That was my point. Not even trying, not paying any attention at all to what they're doing is not good. You're not. I said at the very beginning of this, 100% is not possible. It's not possible. I'm not around my son nearly enough to get close to 100%.
Right.
But like as you just illustrated a second ago, when you said you remember how you were as a kid, absolutely. And you know all the stuff that I did when I was a kid. If I didn't tell my mom or if I didn't tell my dad, then I needed to be prepared to face whatever happened. And that's Alex has heard this for 10 years of his entire life. My biggest fear in life is that he's going to make a mistake I can't save him from. That's one of the biggest fears that I have, is that one day his mistakes will elevate in level of complication, and he's going to make a mistake I cannot save him from. He just has to now experience what happens next.
Yeah.
So I've been telling him that his whole life. Am I going to be able to protect him from everything? Nope. But what I want to do is give him skills to protect himself from everything.
Navigate it. Yeah.
To navigate it. I'm not a parent. I don't take the device away. I don't monitor his time on the device. None of that shit. Here are the rules in place to protect you. You go outside of those rules, and whatever fucking happens is whatever fucking happens. The worrying that people have is they're trying to be preemptive. They're trying to think of everything they can think of to protect their kid from. Worrying is what causes issues. You can't do it. You can't do it. You cannot, not even in this digital age that we're in. Okay. My son goes to school. He's got a watch from T-Mobile, the Sync Kids watch or whatever. Does he, every parent goes, well, if you give him a watch, he's going to be calling this person and messaging. No, he's not, because I have access to the account. None of that stuff's on there. For the most part, it's predominantly used as a GPS device. Just to make sure that, because when he goes from school to my house on the school bus, I want to make sure I know where he is on that bus. Because if I switch on that GPS and that bus is in New Jersey, we have a fucking problem. And I want to know where the fuck the bus is. Now, we're lucky and we're fortunate that our school buses have GPS signals on them, but they don't always work. And sometimes these assholes forget to turn them on. So my son has his watch. Now, sometimes that idiot forgets to turn his watch on too, but it is what it is. There's nothing. That's my point. Nothing's 100%. My point is to try. My point is to effort. My point is to teach. Taking away the device and keeping all you're doing is setting them back. All you're doing is setting them back. If you take away the device, no, we need to monitor your screen time. Okay, you can monitor it now, but when you're gone and you're out of the picture, I don't mean dead, I mean literally out of the picture. They grow up and they move on. You ain't there to protect them from the things that they don't now have any experience with.
Yeah.
No experience with.
It's hard. It's something I've been trying to implement too with not necessary. The way I explained to my wife that I try to do is not limitation, but choice.
Yeah.
Trying to create choice. So I know this is gonna sound a little weird, but like what I'll do is I'll have the bathroom door not closed but kind of cracked, and I'll go to use the bathroom with my back to the door, obviously, so if someone walks in, nothing. And then my daughter, always trying to find me, will come in, and I'd be like, dude, privacy. And she'll go, okay. At first, it was like I had to fight with her. But now it's like privacy. She goes, okay, and she'll walk away. I explained that to her. It's like, look, I can shut the door and I can lock it, but I want her to understand that she needs to walk away, right?
Yes.
Like she needs to say, okay, oh, you're doing something where you need privacy. I'm gonna walk away until you're done. And then she's even started coming back and go, are you done? And I'd be like, no. She'll like, okay, and then she'll walk away. So this is not me restricting her. This is her making the choice to understand that, okay, I'm making the decision to not invade privacy or whatever the case may be. But
they need to
that's what I've been trying to do. And I'm similar. I don't lock her out of stuff on YouTube. I just pay attention to what she's doing. And then when I see something I don't like, we've gotten to the point where I go, what is that? And most times she'll right away, she'll make it small and change it. Other times, if she really likes whatever the hell it is, but I don't like it, she'll be like, no, I want to watch it. So I'll sit there for a second just to make sure I'm not spazzing. And then I see something, I'm like, no, I don't like that. Change it. And
yeah, go, that's what we do.
And then she'll close it, and then she'll change it reluctantly sometimes, but she'll do it. But we've done that so many times now. It's getting to the point now where I'm like, if I hear something, sometimes she'll know something I don't like, and it'll come on like an autoplay, and I'll turn, and instantly she'll just like, I don't even gotta say anything. She'll just exit, change it, and put something else. Yeah,
put something else on. Yeah,
it's hard because I mean, if you don't think I'd rather just put headphones on her head so that I don't have to hear it,
that route is harder. That route is harder. That I always tell people the why phase. Why? Answer the why.
Oh no, I love why. We are gonna drive my wife crazy when the why stage happens because I'm here for it. I love the why stage.
Give your kids the fucking skills to navigate this shit. To navigate it. My son, when he first but we just had this issue the other day. So, like you just said, like whenever you hear something inappropriate or whatever, change it, whatever, the whole thing. So we did it in the car one day. We're dropping him off to the bus. Something hit he wasn't even really watching it. He was talking to us, and then the video went to like the next video, and it was some guy who was reviewing some game, and he said shit or something. We didn't even get a chance to say anything. He just turned it. And then we, say goodbye. He leaves. We're in the car now driving to work. And Steph goes to me. He goes, I think he's numb to cursing at this point. Because sometimes he doesn't hear it. Legitimately. Like it'll be the iPad will just be sitting on the bed or whatever. And he forgot to change the video. So now it's auto playing on the other things. And it'll just happen and he won't even hear it. And so when I change it, he's like, for what? And I was like, he just cursed. She's like, what? And he goes back, he goes, oh yeah, I didn't even hear it. And my wife goes, she goes, you know why I think he's numb to it? I said, why? He goes, because you curse all the time. Because I curse all the time.
No, I'm aware.
And I do. And I curse all the time. Mm-hmm. And she goes, I never wanted the cursing around him. I said, okay, but why? All right. What was the reason you didn't want cursing around him? And her reason is the same as everybody else's, which is logical because you don't want that to be learned behavior. He hears that, and all of a sudden he goes outside and he goes, fuck, fuckity, fuck, shit, butt, fuck, balls, all that stuff. He doesn't do that. He has heard me this for 10 years.
Because it goes back to what I said.
All curses.
It's choice. He's learned that it's not loud.
I've invented curses in front of him, right? I've customized. Right? So she didn't pick up on that. I said, babe, he's heard every curse word in the book. He doesn't curse at school. He doesn't curse in front of Mima and Grandma. He doesn't go to Grandpa's house. He doesn't curse anywhere. He doesn't curse here when it's just us. When he's telling us, my son will get in the car from school. How was your day? He goes, whew, I got some tea. And he'll tell us about a situation that happened in class. And he said, and then that kid said, F this. So I'm like, oh, that's crazy. He won't do it because he knows. He understands. He's been trained to realize there's a time and place for everything. There is no time yet for him to be cursing. He's not nearly old enough to be letting that fly, but he knows what they are. He's heard them all 1,000 times. He lives in. You don't think if I was a saint and I was sterile, no cursing, right? And I never did it. He lives in Brooklyn. If I go from here to the corner store, he's heard it 3 times. There's nobody. This is New York. If you're not dropping a fuck here and there, do you even live here, bro?
You're not a New Yorker. If you don't.
No. But he doesn't go to places and go off. He does even when he's mad. I've seen him. The closest I think he's ever come to an anger curse was, I think, something about ass. I can't remember what it was specifically, but he still didn't say ass. He did the and then but, and I was like, oh, he really wanted to fucking just let it rip.
He really let that one go.
He wouldn't do it. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody's kid, and I'm not giving everybody the rundown on how they should parent their child. All I'm saying is try. That's it. Try. My kid's not the only one not having issues on Roblox. We've had this conversation with a lot of parents, especially I think his school had a whole thing about it with the parents. Like there was a Zoom meeting or something with the parents where they were like having the conversation about different tips and different things to navigate the internet and yada, yada, yada. And I don't normally attend, but I attended this one because I wanted to see where they were headed with this. They were all really good, great ideas. And there were so many, it was like an open conversation thing. So parents were commenting, they were chiming in. There were some parents who no issues with their kid on the devices at all. Then there were some parents, all this, first of all, if your child has an email address that you don't have access to, that's a problem. Second, if he has an email address that you have access to, but out of the blue is starting to get spam emails, he's doing a bunch of shit he ain't supposed to be doing. If he has an email that you are attached to that you don't use, only they use, and they're getting spam emails, and spam emails are specific, and he's really getting into some shit he shouldn't be doing. Computers don't just do things on their own.
It's called algorithms.
Yes, it's called an algorithm. If your 10-year-old son is getting penis pill emails,
this is why the last thing you want to do is open up Instagram's what do they call that? search page or the
Oh yeah.
I forget what it's called. The last thing you ever want to do is open that shit in front of somebody because they gonna know what you've been doing.
Every
gonna know what
search,
you've been
yeah,
doing.
that search bar will snitch on you so goddamn
Oh
fast.
damn! This discovery page or something. I don't know what it's called because I don't really use
Every
Instagram
social
like
media
that. But
form
has
has
something
one.
similar
Yeah,
like that. But Instagram is the worst though, dude. Don't. Dude, it will expose you, bro. Do not open that shit in front of people. Do not do it.
You could put chicken breast in the search bar for Instagram
And
get
there's
hit
gonna be some
fitness
chickens
models
with
and all
some
kinds of
big ass titties on your shit. I'm just saying, don't
It'll
play
be
with
crazy.
Instagram like that. Watch your kids, man. That's all it comes down to.
That's all it really comes down to.
And-
Parent. That's it. Just be a parent. Pay attention to what's happening over there. Cheese and crackers.